A nation-divided political upheaval in 2024. 2024 was a roller coaster for Pakistan, a year where hope wrestled with uncertainty. The year began with a bang. The February elections were meant to usher in stability. Instead, they ignited a firestorm. Imran Khan's PTI was back. They clinched the most seats, even after facing disqualification and relying on independent candidates. But victory felt hollow. They were shut out of the coalition government. Cries of a rigged system echoed across the nation. The political drama was just getting started. Imran Khan, a constant thorn in the side of the establishment, found himself in the crosshairs again. Assassination attempts, legal battles, even time behind bars. The man was seemingly invincible. His PTI, written off by many, surged in popularity. But the powers that be were ready. They banned the PTI's symbol, a move straight out of the authoritarian playbook. Senior party leaders were jailed. It felt like a scene from House of Cards, but with higher stakes. Yet the PTI persevered. They launched a guerrilla campaign, relying on the raw energy of the people. Think grassroots activism meets political defiance. This wasn't just about politics, it was about the soul of Pakistan. It was a battle for the people's voice. Shadows of violence, glimmers of hope, security, and economy in flux. While political turmoil gripped the headlines, a darker reality played out in the shadows. 2024 was Pakistan's deadliest year in a decade. Terror attacks surged, casting a pall over the nation. Nowhere was safe, but the violence was particularly brutal in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Balochistan. The numbers were grim: 685 security personnel, their lives sacrificed in the line of duty. Nearly 1,000 civilians, innocent victims caught in the crossfire. 444 terror attacks, each one a gut punch to the nation's psyche. The Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, TTP, and Baloch separatists were relentless, their attacks growing bolder and more frequent. Pakistan retaliated with air raids in Afghanistan, a desperate attempt to quell the violence. But amidst the darkness, there were glimmers of hope. The economy, on life support for years, showed signs of life. A $7 billion IMF tranche provided a much-needed lifeline. Foreign currency reserves, once dangerously low, swelled to over $12 billion. Inflation, the bane of every Pakistani household, finally cooled down, dropping from a dizzying 38% to a more manageable 5%. The economic recovery was a welcome respite, but deep scars remained. Public trust in the government remained shaky at best. Many, their hopes dashed, decided to seek their fortunes elsewhere. Over 700,000 Pakistanis emigrated, their skills and dreams lost to other nations. Thousands more attempted to migrate illegally, desperate for a better life. The digital dilemma, censorship and curiosity in the age of information. In the digital age, information is power, and in Pakistan, that power was increasingly under threat. Internet censorship tightened its grip in 2024, with the government turning to Chinese technology to silence dissent. The irony? This is the same government that loves to tout the digital revolution. Post-election, the crackdown intensified. Social media platforms, once vibrant spaces for debate, were muzzled. X, formerly Twitter, was blocked entirely. Unannounced internet shutdowns became the new normal. VPN restrictions were imposed, making it harder for citizens to access blocked websites. The government, when it bothered to explain itself, offered contradictory statements. It was a masterclass in Orwellian doublespeak. On one hand, they praised the internet's potential. On the other, they were busy building a digital iron curtain. But you can't suppress the human spirit, especially in the digital age. Pakistan is starved for information and connection, found ways to circumvent the censors. They flocked to messaging apps, particularly WhatsApp, which became a lifeline for millions. Beyond boundaries, cultural overlaps, and the power of shared passions. Despite the political turmoil and the spectre of censorship, one thing remained constant: Pakistan's undying passion. And nowhere was this more evident than in the digital realm. Google search trends from 2024 painted a fascinating picture of a nation grappling with change, yet clinging to its identity. Cricket, as always, reigned supreme. The T20 World Cup was a national obsession. The Pakistan Super League, PSL, wasn't far behind, and then there were the matches against India. Those weren't just games, they were cultural events, a chance for two rivals to lock horns on the field and brotherhood off it. But it wasn't just cricket. Technology, too, captured the imagination of Pakistanis. The launch of the iPhone 16 Pro Max generated significant buzz. AI tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, and Remaker.ai piqued the curiosity of a nation eager to embrace the future. And then there was India. Despite the political tensions, the cultural overlap between the two nations was undeniable. Searches for Indian movies like Animal and Stree 2 were through the roof. Series like Hiramandi and reality shows like Big Boss 17 had Pakistanis glued to their screens. Even Indian billionaire Mukesh Ambani couldn't escape the attention of his Pakistani neighbors. 2024 was a year of contradictions for Pakistan. It was a year of political instability, economic uncertainty, and escalating violence. But it was also a year of resilience, of technological curiosity, and of cultural vibrancy. It was a year that reminded us that even in the face of adversity, the human spirit finds a way to shine through.